Jesus tells us he's coming back and we are to be ready for him. In Matthew chapter 24, the Bible gives us a wonderful picture of what it means to be ready and a contrast, one guy that's ready and one guy that's not. So Matthew chapter 24, verse 44, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. So here's the first fellow, and he doesn't know when the master's coming back, but he's going to be ready when he does, and he's called faithful, and he's called wise. The reason? Because he's taking care of that which was entrusted to him. He was put in charge of the master's household, and he makes sure that all of the other servants that are under his care are given their food when it's time, their meat in due season. So he loves the master, he trusts the master, and he also loves and cares for the fellow servants. Now, here's the contrast. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Well, the contrast couldn't be any more vivid. This evil servant doesn't care for his other servants. He also believes that it's going to be a long time before the master comes. And in the meantime, he is negligent with what the master entrusted him with. He is not taking care of them. He is not loving the other servants. Instead, he's hanging out with the drunks, and he is getting drunk himself and making sure that his selfish needs and desires are met. But he doesn't care anything else about the master's household. Please notice both of these servants do not know when the master will return. But one is ready. The reason he's ready is because he is wise and he is faithful. He is wise because he hears the master's wishes, his word, and he does them. He's loving and caring for what the master left him to care for. The other servant is called a hypocrite. In other words, he was simply pretending to be a servant, pretending to care about the master's interests. As soon as the master was gone, as long as he didn't have the master looking over his shoulder, he became a tyrant, and he began to beat the other servants, and he began to fulfill his selfish lusts and desires instead of loving and caring for the other servants and loving the master. I don't see how you could in such a short amount of space portray such a vast contrast as our Lord has done here. It's very clear what he's telling us. Jesus has gone back to heaven. In the meantime, he's left his servants work to do. He expects for us to tend to what he's left us here. When he returns, he's going to want to find us being wise, hearing the sayings of Jesus and doing them, and faithful, putting into practice what he has given us to do. On the flip side of the coin, there are going to be some who are hypocrites. They said they were true and right servants, but they really weren't. And the judgment for the hypocrite will be severe, and the reward for the faithful will be blessed. So I just want to encourage you today. Jesus is coming back. And when he does, is he going to find you and I doing what he left for us to do? And that is to love and to serve and to share the gospel with others, to make disciples. Let's do that today. God bless you. Have a great day.